Global Ethics Corner from the Carnegie Council.
How should the U.S. help developing countries when it too faces dramatic domestic problems? The relatively small amount of aid sometimes surprises Americans. President Obama increased the 2010 budget for non-military aid to developing countries to nearly $60 billion, but most is for conflict areas like Afghanistan and Iraq. Only about $15 billion combats global hunger, poverty, health, and humanitarian issues. This only meets about 1/5 of the UN goal of 0.7% of U.S. gross national income. Nevertheless, $60 billion or $15 billion is big money to most Americans. The premise of an official ongoing review of American development policy is that funding should reinforce universal values we aim to advance. Tellingly, however, the draft frames the case for foreign aid in terms of national security and economic growth, attempting to re-energize U.S. development policy by calling it a strategic imperative. There are then three issues. First, does the U.S. have obligation or motivation to provide any aid? Second, if so, where should it be targeted? Finally, how much should be budgeted? One moral argument is that the poorest of the poor require assistance without strings. A counter is that U.S. dollars should only serve U.S. national interest. A middle ground recognizes that mutual benefit occurs when the United States views others as peers in the pursuit of progress, instead of simply as instruments in pursuit of security or trade goals. What do you think? What is the American obligation? To whom? How much? This is William Vokey from the Carnegie Council.
Made possible by the Carnegie Council for Ethics in International Affairs. Post a comment at www.carnegiecouncil.org.